On tap, Mexican wheat, the Duke, Alter Spalter, In the Wheat of Passion, Humaloompalicious IPA, Wowie Zowie, Autumn Ale, Nicey Spicy, Lord T. Ferguson, Vision Quest, The Curl, Chocolate Wheat, The Magician, The Village Reserve, Pontius Road Pilsner, Bel Air Brown, Earl of Brixham Soft Parade, Locals Light, Pandemonium Pale Ale. Shorts Brewing, Bel Air, Michigan. I think we're going to like it here.
Different.
Wow.
Different.
Okay, this is one of those I didn't know beer could do that moments.
Exactly.
Right, so welcome back to the Happy Hour, guys. Welcome to Shorts Brewing. We're in Bel Air, Michigan.
It's the way that we implement our non-traditional ingredients. It's the way that we still stay true to the fact that this is still very much a beer. We're just having a little more fun with it.
And this is where it all started. This is the beginning of the Shorts world. 2004, is that right? And this is John Woach, who is... Give us your title, John.
Joe Short refers to me as his beer liberator. I now pretty much head up our sales department, so as the director of sales.
Tell us about Joe Short. What did he go through to get this place started?
Joe Short's probably one of the most ambitious and incredibly hardworking people I've ever met in my life. Back in about 2000 or so, he had been a home brewer, a resourceful young man who at 19 years old realized he couldn't legally buy beer when he first went down to college.
But he could buy grain.
And he could brew beer, and that's it. That's a law in Michigan. You could be 19 and home brew. Pretty successful with his homebrew recipes. He, like so many other people before him, decided I could probably do this for a living.
Talk about good beer, fearless beer. I mean, you got some recipes that really kind of blow people away. Can you give us some of the recipes that people talk about the most often here?
Some of our more well-known products would be our Bloody Beer, which is a golden ale that has Roma tomatoes, horseradish, dill, peppercorns, a celery seed in it.
It's a Bloody Mary beer.
Our key lime pie that you mentioned earlier is another one. We always have that creative experience of, if beer is liquid bread, then what else can it be by taking the root of the flavors that you can create and then taking some of those and amplifying them by adding these non-traditional brewing ingredients. When I came on board, it was make it or break it time.
What was the moment where you either hit bottom or you broke free?
Joe would tell you it was the 2007 Imperial Beer Series, where he made 13 beers, a lot of which we have now bottled since then. And we made 13 beers. It was supposed to be one for each month of the year. Obviously, he had too many good ideas. And he hand-filled them into 750 milliliter bottles, a lot of which I ended up having to hand label. Joe signed cards that went on each one. And he says that's the turning point for Short.
Why Bel Air?
The short and simple answer is that this is home. Joe Short grew up just south of here in a small town called Rapid City on the chain of lakes, water skiing on Torch Lake every summer, and this was the area that he wanted to have the greatest impact. He wanted to employ people from northern Michigan, and he wanted to basically share his products with northern Michigan in the hopes of kind of stimulating the northern Michigan market. The other side of that is that Joe's belief was that every community needed a brewery. It was essential. It was actually what the community was built around. It was sometimes the first building built in town. Bel Air is the perfect example, a case study of no matter how small the community, if you build a brewery that is based around those fundamentals of this is the hub of commerce, this is where people meet, this is where people come and experience anything from political conversations to community-run events and activities, there's always going to be that one unifying ingredient, which is good beer, and everything else will kind of fall in place around it. So the pub is the center and the focal point of the community, and Joe really tried to bring that back. Even though it was kind of a rocky road at first, we've succeeded, and now we take pride in the fact that we're this destination location that so many people travel to from downstate Michigan and from all across the country.
So much more to tell about Shorts Brewing. Yes, they just opened a brand new production facility. You're going to see their beer in a lot of new places. And yes, these are some crazy sounding beers, but they're not gimmicks by any means. They're just really well executed. And yes, their beers win medals all over the world, but they don't really care. If it's good for the brewery, that's great. The medals, they just hang them on a nail in the brew house. Bottom line, Shorts is the epitome of what we look for in a brewery. So get yourself to the Brew Pub in Bel Air. They have some great food, by the way, and try some of these beers. You will not be disappointed.
People always ask, where do you come up with the ideas for these beers? This one was one of our head brewers when he was on vacation somewhere. Doesn't usually drink mixed fruity drinks, but that sounded too good to pass on. Tried it, loved it, and thought, man, can I turn that into a beer? The Wowie Zowie, and you'll know right away when you pick it up, because this was basically taking an already existing drink, the Mojito, the ones that people, yep, exactly, wow. Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm like, this is insane. My senses are going crazy right now. They're going, that's not beer. Looks like beer. No, that's not beer.
The mint has a really amazing effect when you smell it too, and it really opens up your senses, kind of like the same way that wintergreen would. It's incredible. But then we added mango to that, so it's this mango mint mojito beer hybrid. Craft beer is remarkable because there is no black and white, this is how you do it or this is how you do it. It's basically, if you have a passion and a love for beer, sign me up.
I'm having more fun tasting beer than I can remember having in quite a long time. You guys are like the Six Flags of beer tasting here.